the new book, does anyone think that there's someone on another level with an AK-47 saying to consciousness, getting that body I shoot, right?
Right.
Is there? So this is the one of the key things that I think we need to understand, that if we're going to get a balance of our perception in this reality. I had a dream, not a dream, no, it was, vision sounds kind of grand. I was sitting in the bath a couple of years ago, and I had this very clear picture in my mind. First of all, I saw billowing energy, which immediately I took to be consciousness. Then in this energy, an eye appeared, and then in front of the eye, a telescope appeared in front of the eye, and then at the end of the telescope, the seeing end, if you like, was the Earth and the universe. And then the last thing was this telescope morphed into a human body. So I had an eye representing consciousness looking through this lens of the human body into this reality. And that's very profound, and the more that I've understood since, the more profound it's become. What the whole control system wants to do, because it understands this, it wants us to identify with the telescope, with the lens, with being Charlie Jones and Ethel Smith, because then that pulls us into our point of attention, into five-sense reality. Gotcha! And what we need to appreciate is that which is experiencing this reality now is doing just that. It's the level of us that's experiencing it. It wasn't the level of us that chose to come, or not totally the level that chose to come. When we leave the body, and as near-death experiences I've talked about in legions of times, your perception of reality dramatically changes, and your ability to perceive multiple realities at the same time, and to see what we call past, present, and future, and as one now, all that comes into focus for many people, not all of them, because they're different near-death experiences, but for many of them, this is a common theme. Now, that level of perception and awareness that people experience outside the body, that's the kind of level of perception that made the decision to come here and experience this.
Yes. And
so, I hear it, I don't understand it. People say, I did never chosen to do this, it's horrible. Well, you're experiencing it, and because you've chosen to experience it, and the decisions you make in this experience lead to other experiences. So, you are in control of your reality if you only realized it. When I look back at my life, the great challenges I've had have been the greatest gifts. I have this phrase I've used many times over the years: life often gives you your greatest gift, brilliantly disguised as your worst nightmare.
Yes.
And when I look at the most challenging experiences I've had, I don't look at them in, oh, that happened to me. I look back and I think, thank you, because I am what I am, not despite what has happened to me, but because of what has happened to me, the things I liked and the things I didn't like. And if we can look at the unfolding world as from the perspective of I am infinite consciousness, I always will be, having an experience, then it's a very, very different way of experiencing challenges to I am my body, I have 70, and then that's it, and oh my goodness, I've ruined my life. Or maybe you haven't ruined your life. Maybe what you think has ruined your life is a great gift, which further down the road you are going to be able to see. Because I would use this analogy. If you are symbolic of body-mind going down a river in a canoe, the only thing you can see, or the furthest thing you can see, is the next turn on the river. But consciousness, that which we really are, can see the whole river from source to sea. So how you perceive on your in your canoe at any one point is only what you're perceiving from that. I can see no further than the next turn in the river. That which is, if you like, guiding us, that which is the deep level of us, can see source to sea. And often, we'll have an experience, say you're going along in your canoe and you've looked at the map and or you think, oh, I want to get to this point by nightfall, and you might spring a leak or the tide might, wash you to the shore, and you from your body-mind symbolic perspective are angry, frustrated, why am I so unlucky? and then someone comes along the bank and taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, mate, God, you were bloody lucky there. There's a massive waterfall around that next corner." And you see, it's a different perspective. And if we can experience this world from that higher level of self and not get caught, I mean, the five senses are there because they're meant to be there. They're experience. They're a means of experiencing this reality. But if we can experience the reality while still being aware of who we really are and not get self-identify with the experience, then it becomes very much easier to get through. I'll tell you that. I know that from experience. I'll tell you over the last 20 years.
Kind of like having your head in heaven with your feet on the ground kind of thing. We're in the world but not of it, huh?
We're in the world and not of it. And there's the flip side of that is we haven't come into this world to then spend that experience trying to kid ourselves that we've not. You know, and I saw in 1991, I came across this book. It's not in print now. It was called E.T. 101, and it was a tongue-in-cheek, but there's some very profound things in it. There was a tongue-in-cheek guide to E.T.s who'd come to Earth, right? And one of the lines was talking about the New Age area, the extreme, what we call the New Age, and it said that they're still circling the airport in a holding pattern, refusing to land. And you know, we come into this world for a reason, not to escape from it. I don't want to escape from this world. I don't want to get out of this holographic reality, this frequency range, until I've done everything that I just came to do. Then I'll be quite happy to walk away. Not until. I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, boy, that's great. Well, David, it's an honor to have you. Thanks for staying a little bit longer than we originally planned.
No problem. Let's
kind of wrap quickly with what's on your schedule. Now, we have a new book then somewhere early around in May, late spring, right?
Yeah, around May. It will be available through the website about mid-May, maybe even a bit earlier, maybe very late April, and it will be in circulation in the shops around the world, should be by the end of May, early June.
A lot of new stuff, right? A lot of new things.
Oh, yes. I mean, obviously I'm a dot connector, so there's stuff of previous books, because you can't take previous dots out, otherwise the new dots are not put in their context and seen the true nature. There's enormous amount of new stuff, and really, it's really going to cause a stir when it comes out because of what's in it. Even within the conspiracy research arena, it's going to cause a lot of controversy, and that's good because that needs to move as well.
And David, we have listeners around the world that will be sharing this podcast. So give us a little bit of your schedule coming up here. We're in February right now. From here.
Well, I'm talking in London, but all the tickets have gone for that in May, and then I'm talking again in London because of the interest. We've got a second one on September the 11th. Not our choice; it's just the way it fell.
September 11th.
And then I'm going to be talking in October in San Francisco all day, probably in Chicago. I'm going to be in Amsterdam. I'm going to be in Athens. I'm going to be in a number of different places. Definitely Spain, Barcelona, and possibly Portugal. So, and there's more being added all the time.
And all of the information on your tour dates on davidicke.com, and also the new book on davidicke.com, right?
Yeah.
Well, David, we love you all very much.
It's been a pleasure, Patrick. A real pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor, and thanks for all your work and your courage. So as you keep at it, brother.
No, mate. It's, no problem, mate. And same to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Okay, David Icke. Yeah. Boy. Great stuff, huh? Great stuff. Well, you can take this one to the bank and pass it around to everyone that you care about. And, wow. Well, I love you all very much. I care about you guys, and I do this for you and get up, and it's an honor for me to spend my mornings with you for an hour or so at 10 a.m. Central Time. Tell everyone that you care about OneRadioNetwork.com. Please, if you can, from time to time, shoot us 10, 15, 20 bucks and help us support the game simply by going on One Radio Network through PayPal. You do not have to be a member, just any kind of credit card that's good, very secure, 10, 20, 30 bucks, whatever you have. And if you do that, then those who do not have the dollars can get on for free. That's how it works. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Patrick Timpone, take care.
Broadcasting worldwide from the beautiful Hill Country in Texas,
This is OneRadioNetwork.com.